Hey there, it's Paulie here with Mr. Snoots. Going to show you something damn silly. A friend of mine, Jenna, sent this to me because he found it at, of all things, Euroference, which is the European Furry Convention. It's called 3 Raccoons in a Trenchcoat. It's a mini role-playing game. It's rather cute. 3 raccoons in a trenchcoat. So, in essence, you are all playing animals trying to disguise yourself in a trench coat to go through human society and achieve some kind of ridiculous goals. There are some props available with this. So the guy has sold some different pins because you can be different types of animals. So yes, he's done like a... I quite like the Centurion Trash Possum there. Yeah, raccoon wizards. So these have very little to do with the game, they're just fun. I do like, however, there is a paper crown. And this is for the, whoever is currently controlling the trench coat, you can use this as a prop to show who's currently in command. How it works. Very simply, you'll just need a 6-sided dice to play. So, first off, someone decides on a opening location. There is a little tiny D6 chart for where. So it could start in a library, it could start in a castle, a park, could start in the mall, could start at a convention. Whoever chooses the location, they become the games master. Second, everyone else picks a character. You can choose or you can randomize. In roll a D6, what they've got is they've got raccoons, they've got possums, they've got squirrels, they've got pigeons, you know, trash animals. They are the players. So each of the player characters then gets 2 talents depending on the species they are. So there are different talents for possums versus raccoons versus squirrels versus pigeons. And you also pick, is it one agenda? One agenda. And that agenda is something that you pursue in order to win. So your talents, for instance, possum talents, too much saliva, or grabby tail, hissing, playing dead, good with kids, stabby. You pick them or roll. Pigeon talents, butt wiggle, starting fires, good with the elderly, corporate noises. I quite like that. And agendas, so you know you might get raccoon talents, root through garbage, vandalize, communicate with a human. Squirrel talents might be disassemble things, hoard weird stuff, hide the garbage. Pigeon talents might be distract a human, get that bread, wear garbage, attract attention, etc. Shake some hands. The umpire then madlibs a scenario. You can choose one, or again roll a d6 on the chart. And so it might be, what have we got here? Players, you find yourself in location where a hostile living thing lives, but it hasn't noticed you yet. Or you're in possession of an object, you have to return to a location or face dire consequences. You must try to destroy a horrible object before the cult of the profession can use it to summon their master. You're trapped and being transported to a location. You have to escape in order to do something, you know, action to your noun, free your family, feed your fat face, you know, set fire to library, what have you. That's very simply done. How to play, it's done pretty simply for the players. What do we got here? So there's a ringleader who controls the trench coat, and again can be given the crown to show he's the one who's basically got the head section and is guiding it. The umpire, you know, presents the scenarios, asks the ringleader what he does next, and obviously they tell you, but you can get tests for control. The other guys in the trench coat can attempt to wrestle control from the guy that's in the trench coat. So what is it? So if any animal gets hurt, if the animals take a nap, or if the ringleader fails a roll, they're incompetent and the others can shift around. Or if the ringleader succeeds at at their agenda, which means they're temporarily satisfied, the other characters can then wrestle for control of who's going to be the new ringleader. You've got a bunch of little counters. Did he give you any? No, he hasn't got any of those. But test for control resolves. Yeah, so you've got for the players, if you're doing something, attempting an action, it's a D6. The ringleader chooses how the trenchcoat's going to act, and any actual attempt you're making to do something, you're going to need a 3 or higher on a d6 to succeed. Before the roll, you can spend some resolve, and you can add it to the roll. I think everyone starts with 10 resolve in a just a general bucket. Each pip that you spend is an extra pip on your dice roll. So obviously you can spend like 2 points and pretty much make sure you make the roll. But it withers. When people are going for resolve, they basically all leap in there and try and roll and wrestle to see which one is going to come on top. You can spend, obviously, your resolve points to try and influence that roll more directly. Whoever gets the highest is going to be who ends up in control. So people can like struggle over who's going to be the head poking out of the trench coat with the hat. Yeah, take a nap. You can take a nap whenever if nothing's happening for 5 minutes or more, like you are stuck in a taxi. You scatter when the trench coat is removed. Scatter if an animal leaves the trench coat, or if everybody has spent all of their resolves, everyone takes a nap. You wake up somewhere else and everyone gets their resolve back. They get 10 resolve. So, okay, so you kind of heal, but resets the scenario a bit. Anytime the animals take a nap, everyone can agree to just stop the game. Players and GM vote on who was the most successful at their agenda. So, the trash panda that turned over the most trash cans, the pigeon that shook the most hands with people, the possum that started the most fires, and who was the funniest during the game, they become the next GM. It's a very simple game. It's done as a convention game, so this is something that you can run as a scenario at conventions. It costs absolutely sod all. What are we talking? This is just one piece of card with one page inside. So what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 6 pages of rules. But I have given it a go. It is ludicrous. It's because you've got this teetering waistcoat, and okay, well, someone's you have somehow become trapped inside a giant corporate office, and you're trying to get out, but someone's come by. There you are, Reynolds! Quick, into the meeting. They hand you a folder. What? No, you're propelled in front of the board. You have to give us a speech, etc. It is a good game of fumbling about, and very good plan. Something being ruined. Someone decides to burst out of the trench coat and set fire to something, tip over trash, or there's some struggle while you're trying to pretend to be a human. Suddenly there's a new head suddenly pokes out front of that. Yes, my fellow board members. Sorry, I have a cough. What's going on? Pretty damn silly, pretty damn good fun. Highly recommended. I like comedic games. Comedic games are a bit of a vanishing game style. Stuff like this, stuff like Toon, a lot of these kind of madcap comedic scenario games are absolutely gut-wrenchingly good fun when you play them. We need to see more of them. Sure, look, there will always be our big, bold adventure games going on. There's always going to be like people exploring dungeons, or Space: The Final Frontier, or is this a stand-up fight, sir, or just another bug hunt? That's always there. But being a Toon, or being 3 animals badly disguised in a trench coat, those are very memorable games indeed. So anyway, maybe we'll get together and play one someday. I hope so. We will keep finding stuff for review. It's actually been a bit tough lately because production has really slowed down on games. There's not that much coming out. Trump tariffs have shattered the games industry in the USA. Companies going down in flames, people's production's gone out the window, either for hard copies, people haven't been able to, afford the paper, and other people are doing emergency work just to stay alive. So yeah, it's been a bad time for new releases this year. Yes, I am hunting and scrabbling. If you do have games coming out and so on, do let me know. This kind of format is the only way most independent designers get anyone to hear about their games. And we are always happy to review them and let people know what's coming on. All right, look after your safety out there. Do not lose hope in political environments in hellholes like the UK and the USA. Get engaged. You will feel better. I'm not joking. You will feel better if you get engaged and start physically fighting for your rights. Get in there at every single level of government you can reach, and you'd be surprised where you can reach. Anywho, we will hopefully see you around a games table somewhere, somewhen. Much love. You want to turn it off? He wants to turn it off. Okay.